Did you know you can build $1 million contracting business without pumping out endless bids and losing contracts? For years, I thought the way to hit $1 million was to pump out as many bids as possible, but it wasn't until I stopped pushing myself down people's throats that I landed six-figure contracts and made my first $1 million. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact system I use to build $1 million contracting business that attracts high-value commercial clients and how you can keep those clients on repeat. To start, I have to show you what most contractors struggle with every year trying to build $1 million business, so you can avoid these traps and leap ahead of your competition. 6 years ago, my life looked very different. I was chasing work everywhere. Quick jobs, door-to-door sales. I thought working harder was the answer, but those were back-breaking, low-paying days. And just a few weeks later, I landed over $100,000 in commercial projects from just one single place. That's when I realized something. Trying to make more money without a system is like shoveling sand into the wind. No matter how hard you try, it never stacks. The problem is, most contractors stay stuck chasing work through random bids or word of mouth, which keeps them broke, instead of following a simple contractor sales system on LinkedIn that does the heavy lifting for you. But how do you do that? I'm going to break down the sales system into 4 steps that actually matter. It's called CASH. That sounds so good. The C stands for connect, but you don't want to just go and randomly connect with everybody. You'll waste time with the people who don't control the big budgets. Instead, you want to start with identifying the decision makers, the ones who control the budgets, by following these 5 steps. Step number 1, on LinkedIn, search for property management companies and large facilities. Property management firms, large campuses, multi-site operations, shopping centers, and industrial facilities in your area. And step number 2 is look for the people who are responsible for the building and the maintenance. Look for certain titles like property manager, facility manager, asset manager, or maintenance supervisor. Step number 3 is click their company page. Scroll through to the people section. LinkedIn will show you everyone that works there and their titles. Number 4, start sending blank connection requests with no messages. Blank requests get a higher conversion rate. And the key here is to aim for sending requests to 5 to 10 people daily in batches of 20, then cycle through those once a month. So now you know how to connect with the high value decision makers. You have to see this next part to understand what the A stands for and increase your chances of actually connecting with them. I remember my early days of contracting. My focus was easy, get jobs and make the customers happy. But it was a grind trying to keep up chasing jobs. But one week I got 2 LinkedIn messages, both from decision makers that needed me on their $100,000 plus commercial projects. So I stepped back to try and figure out how I landed 2 commercial deals back to back. Then it hit me. It was from how I showed up on LinkedIn as a contractor they needed. But here's the thing. Most contractors just want to work hard thinking that's the only way to get results, instead of attracting high value commercial clients using your LinkedIn profile to land multiple commercial projects in a row. But how do you do that? This brings us to A, which stands for authority. Let me show you the 4 parts of your profile that'll position you as a trusted authority. Number 1 is your profile picture. Use a clear headshot with a plain background, clean, simple, and professional. Number 2 is your banner image. That's the image that sits on top of your profile. It's one of the first things high-value commercial clients see. Use a photo from a commercial project you've already done, or you can use a local picture in the area that someone will recognize. And number 3 is your featured section. This kind of hangs down toward the bottom of your profile, but it's definitely a spot you don't want to miss. Simply just add a project photo here or a video or even a case study. Anything that shows what you do and how you help your clients. Number 4 is your headline and your about section. Your headline goes everywhere with you on LinkedIn. Every time you comment, every time you send a message. So it's critical that you get this dialed in. First, your headline makes it obvious what you do. Example of this would be protecting California's commercial buildings, comma, industrial coatings and painting, comma, owner at Apex Roofing. Always start with what you do and how you handle it, because that's the first thing they see. Then make sure that you thoroughly fill out your about section. This just backs up what your headline said. Say how long you've been doing this, the type of jobs you take, why maintenance matters, and what makes you different. Then add a quick story of how you delivered a quick win for a previous client. Then end all that with a simple call to action, like DM me or use this booking link to schedule a call with me. Then just sign it off with your company name, your title. That's it. So if you want to land those big commercial projects, you just have to update your profile. But unless you combine it with the letter S, you won't gain enough trust to win big commercial projects. When I started out on LinkedIn, I thought it would be easier just to hire a marketing company to take over my LinkedIn account, but it was a huge failure and a waste of money. But after that fiasco ended and the dust settled, I landed my first $100,000 commercial deal. And I started to notice the same pattern from all the contracts I was landing on LinkedIn. I mean, just look at all these messages. They all kept talking about how they trusted me. Trust, and more trust. But most contractors try to shortcut their success on LinkedIn, thinking it'll pay off, instead of following a simple part of the contractor sales system, the letter S, staying visible through your content. But how do you do that? Let me show you a proven 4-part content system that'll turn decision makers into thinking that they've known you for years. Number 1, share one recent project. Add a photo, write a short paragraph on how you solved the client's problem. This positions you as an expert authority, not just another contractor. Number 2, proof of work. Post before and after photos or a short video. Let people see the transformation you deliver. Visual job site photos show instant credibility. And number 3 is problem solving. Tackle customers' pain points directly. Show examples, results, or even mini case studies. Make it clear that you help with their struggles and you can fix them. Number 4, and if you're just starting out, simply just Google or ask ChatGPT the top questions building owners ask commercial roofers or your trade. And make sure in your content or when you're writing out the posts that you include your service area, like that you serve Dallas property managers. This helps direct LinkedIn into knowing your target audience, as well as it will relate with the high value decision makers in your area. All right, so now here's the easy part. Just grab your phone, hit record. I recommend recording 1 or 2 minute length videos, only focus on one topic per video, bring up the question and your solution. And at the end of the video, just simply ask them to comment or like it. And here's the thing, don't ever ask them for a free estimate. Remember, your content's there just to provide value. And also, just don't overthink where you record. You can simply just record in your office or even a spot outside, and if you have it, on the job site. So here's the thing, your content is the only way that builds consistent trust with high value clients on LinkedIn. But unless you see this next part of the cash sales system, you won't even come close to building the $1 million contracting business. I used to log on to LinkedIn and desperately blast out messages asking people if they had any projects to bid on. But I don't recommend that. I just annoyed everyone and it never landed me any commercial contracts. But then came a turning point. Within 1 week, I landed 2 big commercial projects worth over $100,000, all from one single message I sent them on LinkedIn. The problem is most contractors ruin their shot at landing big commercial deals by asking everyone for work, instead of handling the conversation by asking the right questions. But how do you do that? That brings us to letter H, handling the conversations. Let me show you my proven 3-step method. First, every time decision makers like or comment on your content, message them directly. Just start with thanking them and then asking them a question. That's the key to LinkedIn, is asking questions so that you can get responses. Here's what that should look like. Hey, Sally, thank you for liking my content, but I am curious, what stood out to you? A question like that gets a direct response, and now you got the conversation rolling on LinkedIn. Method 2 is anytime you get a notification that a high value client has viewed your profile, I would immediately message them. Here's what that would look like. And this one gets responses all the time. Hey, Sally, I noticed you viewed my profile. Did I do something wrong? ? That's it. Method 3, and this is the most important one. 90% of the commercial deals I booked on LinkedIn followed this exact method. After they accept your connection request, just wait a couple days and send them a message asking how they handle their commercial projects. Tell them right away why you're messaging them. Skip the intro, skip any pitch about who you are, just get straight to the point. This is what that should look like. Just tweak it a little bit for your exact trade. Hey, Brian, I saw you work at X company. Notice that a lot of facility managers in your position run into the same issues that I consistently see. I help with, and then just add your solution. But I'm curious, how is that different from how you're handling it today? This question works almost all the time. That's it. And remember, When you ask these questions to decision makers, you're showing them that you actually care, and they'll naturally respond. So now that you understand how to handle the conversation so you can land big commercial projects, I want to help you even more with a bonus step. It's the only way that you'll never give up on LinkedIn. Have you ever noticed those contractor trucks driving around town with their logos peeling off and duct tape bumpers? You think when you see it, there's no way I'm hiring that guy. Here's the thing. I've made over $1 million on LinkedIn, but it's not always about the money. It's about connecting with the right people who handle the big budgets and creating a life where you can enjoy your time and freedom. And I've met some great people on LinkedIn who's changed my business. There's one facility manager who reached out to me for a $25,000 commercial project, thanks to LinkedIn. And the best part, we've even built a friendship beyond work. He switched companies later and just brought me along for more projects. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars with him over the years. That's the power of building relationships on LinkedIn. Now, contractors often get a bad reputation, making decision makers skeptical. But here's the thing. LinkedIn lets you change that perspective. So just polish up your game and you'll stand out and build $1 million contracting business. But how do you do that? First, position yourself as a professional on LinkedIn. Make sure your profile just states who you help and the problem you solve. And be sure to list out decision makers' titles in your profile. Those are the people that you are going to be attracting. Step number 2, be consistent, especially with posting content regularly so people know you're around. That consistency will build trust that'll compound for years. Step 3, prove you're reliable. Share real job examples or lessons from jobs you've learned so that the high-value commercial clients know that they can count on you. I just hope this video helps you. Go out there and get some cash.